Hey guys, welcome to Mad Scientist BBQ. I'm Jeremy Yoder, and today I'm going to show you how to clean and maintain your smoker. I just wanted to take a chance to thank today's sponsor, and if you're a video game fan, you probably guessed it already, Raid Shadow Legends. This game has millions of players for a reason. It's got dozens of tough bosses, but its heart and soul are its super awesome champions. And guess what? They've just introduced an entirely new playable faction. Get ready to meet the Shadowkin. Use my links in the description to download Raid for yourself. You can use it for your smartphone or your PC. The Shadowkin are shrouded in mystery. Hailing from the furthest reaches of the eastern continent, beyond the Brimstone Path, it's believed they've been under the brutal heel of the demon spawn for the last several hundred years. Only in the past few months have they overthrown Seraph's yoke and revealed themselves to the other factions. Are they honorable? Yes. Evil? Not anymore. Are they good? Only time will tell. This faction is just getting started. Come meet the new arrivals in the game. What I like about Raid is that it's so much fun to play. It made me feel like a kid again. The only difference is the interface and the graphics are infinitely superior to the way they were when I was a kid. For a 16-hour cook, you need things to occupy your time, and this is one way I'm going to continue to occupy my time during those long cooks. This month, Raid just released an insane amount of new content and new things to do. They've released 11 amazing new champions and almost 200 brand new missions to complete, with an exclusive legendary champion as your reward if you manage to finish them all. And if that's not enough, they also added 5 tough new levels to almost every single dungeon in the game. So what are you waiting for? Go to the video description, click on the links, and support my channel by downloading Raid today. You may be wondering where this smoker came from. Well, what happened was I was browsing Craigslist for smokers, seeing kind of what was available, and I saw this for a couple $100 and I thought, that looks like an old Oklahoma Joe. So I pulled the trigger, bought it, brought it home, but it's in severe need of cleaning and maintenance. So let's take a look at what we got inside and what we're gonna have to address. In the cook chamber, there's rust and grime and some debris, looks like some creosote, things like that. In the firebox, the same issue there. We have some metal warping, which isn't something we're going to be able to fix today, but we can clean this thing out and oil it and prep it both inside and out to use for future cooks. The way you see the smoker right now is exactly how I picked it up. All I did was unload it from the trailer and move it to this spot. And the reason I'm going through the trouble of cleaning and seasoning the smoker is because it's old. And you get two things when you get an old smoker. In the case of Oklahoma Joe, it's not a myth that they're a lot thinner and cheaper now than they used to be, but this isn't one of the originals, so I don't want to get anybody confused on that. But this is right after they made the switch to a new manufacturer, and the quality was still pretty darn high. So because it's made out of thicker metal, I want to take care of it and see what you can get for a couple $100 on Craigslist. Step number one is I'm going to get after this thing with a pressure washer. I'm going to clean the outside and the inside. Step number two, it's very simple. You've seen me do it plenty of times. I'm going to get a can of spray oil and spray everywhere around this smoker. Then I'm going to light a fire and let that oil set, and hopefully it's going to look nice and shiny when we're done. I wonder. It's pressure washer time. I'm not going to use any kind of soap or anything like that. What I'm trying to do is knock away any of the rust or any of the debris that's on there. I don't need any kind of detergent because I'm not really trying to disinfect anything. All the disinfecting will be done by the high heat. this point, we're going to build a fire because I need to dry out all that water before I add oil. As you know, water and oil don't mix, and so what can happen is you get spots where there's water, the oil doesn't actually attach to the metal, and then when you try to season it, it doesn't work very well. So get it dry first, then cover it outside and in with oil, and then let the fire burn really hot for a couple of hours and we should be good. In addition, you may have noticed that there aren't very many grates in there. So went to Lowe's and picked up a couple replacement grates that should be enough for a couple of briskets, and that's probably as much as I'll do on this thing. So I'm gonna put these in and then have them go along the whole process of seasoning with everything else. Oh, I see, you take these off and then lock them in place. I'll do one more. With the fire burning nice and hot, we're only gonna have to wait 5 or maybe 10 minutes before this thing is all dried out and we're ready to coat it in oil. There are some other issues I'm gonna have to address at some point. As you can see, the smoke leaking from the cook chamber, but that's another topic for another video on another day. The smoker's nice and dry now, so I'm gonna use this bottle of oil and spray it all over the outside, all over the inside, and burn a hot fire for a while. If you wanna know exactly how this process works, check out my How to Season Your Smoker video. I'll put a link in the description. After a couple hours with this thing raging hot, we're done. So the oil on the outside has now polymerized and carbonized in a lot of places. That's going to protect the metal, and that's exactly what we're looking for. All we have to do now is cook some meat. This is the way I clean all of my smokers, same process every single time, and I hope that this video and this process has been helpful to you. If it has, hit the like button down below, subscribe to the channel, and you can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Mad Scientist BBQ. I'll see you guys next time.